5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the new Panic Room. It's the show other shows want to be, and the show that authors want to be on. The all-new Panic Room radio show is brought to you by hellboundbooks.com.
Good evening, dear listener. Although I do believe we may have two listeners now, but not trying to big ourselves up or anything. It is the Panic Room episode 118 on the 1st of November, would you believe? So hopefully everybody had a happy Halloween. We were out trick-or-treating and got absolutely drenched. It was a big downpour and a thunderstorm and everything last night, but we weren't deterred. And I've been sort of munching on the kids' trick-or-treat candy all day, which apparently is leftover Snickers bars are not a proper dinner, I'm told. But, full of peanuts, so it's practically vegetables in my book. So, hey, it is, Thursday night, 9:30 Central, and I believe we have a show. I never know, really, till Xtina comes on. So I think we're going to have to introduce her properly, I think, this week. Well, hello, Xtina. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm
hello,
good.
You love it. You love it, really. You love it. Oh, he's played that again. You enjoy. You bet you're there tapping your foot and everything and whatnot.
I'm getting used to that, and I dare say I might enjoy it just a tiny little bit. It brings a smile to my face when I hear it, even though, there is a part of me that kind of like face palms. So, but just a little part.
We should play. We've got one here. We've got one for me, actually. We should I don't know, see if I can find it. I remember making one for me because I was a guest once, which was brilliant.
You were, yeah.
I was a guest, yeah. We'll maybe play my fanfare next week. I think that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So here we are again, and it just keeps coming round, and it's like, it's wow, 118 shows. I mean, who'd have thought it, really? Well, me, because it was 117 last week, so I kind of predicted it in many ways.
Okay, but 100 shows ago, we could never have predicted it. I mean, we were kind of a mess back then. And, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be fun to do, I keep talking about it, a blooper show. We have to do a blooper show because we have had some interesting moments, to say the least. I liked the game we used to play back in the early days. What was that sound? Or,
Yeah,
I don't know.
What was Xtina falling
falling
over?
Down. Yeah,
you were falling over things. That was fun. That was fun.
It was.
I could play. What is Jim's dog barking at? That's another good game we could play.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, I just, what is James fiddling with? Because anytime you're not talking, you're fiddling. I seriously. Someone should tie you to the chair or something to that effect, because you start fiddling as soon as you're not talking.
I just can't help it. I get bored so quickly. Honestly, I got the attention span of something with a very, very short attention span, and it's just always been the same. Always so easily distracted. I'm just, even now, unless I force myself to, my mind will just start wandering off. Honestly, it just off it goes, its own little merry little way, and it's like, oh dear me. Anyway, we're going to do this now.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So, hey, what is new, pussycat?
I'm not even going to pretend to know. I don't know. What is new? There we go. James, what is new?
What is new? Well, what is new is our first two, Hellbound Books' first two audiobooks are now available, which is The Cabin Sessions by Isabel Blackthorne and Them by the inimitable James Watts, who was on last week.
Just last week, wasn't he?
Just last week. Too. And we are now just going to, we can get them on audiobook, which is phenomenal, which is so exciting.
It is.
And there are more in the pipeline. There are more on the way between now and Christmas. We should have, if all being well, we should have 7 or 8, which is brilliant. Plus more to go.
Yeah, there are definitely more coming. And I cannot believe how excited I was. Really, because I didn't write these books or anything, but at the same time, because I'm in charge of this part of it, it's so exciting. It's like oh my God, look what So I don't know. I celebrated right along with Isabel and.
When they go live in paperback and an ebook, I sort of twingle. There's twitching. Yep. I have to say, moisture, a little bit of moisture, which is always good. When you moisture twitching is always, but it's great. I mean, it's very fulfilling because you spend so much. You work the author, you go through the edit, you work on the cover art and the format, and such people don't realise the work that goes on behind the scenes, and then suddenly. Boom! It's there, and you can buy the paperback, or you can get it on your Kindle or whatever. It's like it's so exciting. I love all that. It's just nice. It is like giving birth and watching them fly, which is a strange mix of metaphor. But there you go. It's been a long day. Been a long day at Shays James. But yeah, so that's what he's doing. We had a whole batch of new books out last week, but we obviously mentioned those last week. A whole new batch due out at the end of this month and early December. So it's exciting. And then nothing next year. I don't think we're just going to get next year off. Just do nothing.
The whole year do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we might get bored though, don't you think? I would get bored.
Probably, yeah, I would. No, probably not. But no, it'll be back to it, and be all new stuff. We're already filling our sort of quota for next year as we speak.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
We just can't say no to good books. That's the problem. We get some fantastic submissions. And, yeah, go on then. We're going to have that one. It's brilliant, so.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's a difficult job.
It is, and I find I feel so blessed to, it's my job to read awesome books. That's cool to me, It could be that's awesome.
I think, for me, the big downside is I don't have the time to read recreationally now.
I know.
People send me books, and even it's just like I'd really love to read this, and I obviously get sent books, and books come out I want to read, and I have them. I just sat there, I really need to. Hopefully, we'll get this next batch done, and we'll have December off to sit and read, and
that would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be great?
I want to be signed up for that. Yeah, I'm signing up for December off. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Really? That would be great. There's always plenty to do, but I think by the time that we've got one more anthology to edit, and then it's formatted, and it's good. That's it. Everything's edited and formatted. The artwork is just about done on the new ones now, so it's It's
December off. I have that. Yeah, definitely. I'm all for that. I would love to read it. My favorite author, Jeff Strand. I mention him like every week. His last two books I have not been able.
I think we're going to call this next year. We're going to call it the Jeff Strand promotional show.
And he doesn't even know that I talk about him all the time. That's the bad part. I have to start. And he doesn't pay me or anything. But I have not been able to read his last two books because I just don't. Yeah, I don't read for fun anymore. At the end of the day, when I'm done editing and things, I'm just like I'd rather sleep now and not read.
I spend all day, and like I say, I'm either writing or whatever, and at the end of the day, like I say, I just want to sit and veg in front of the TV for an hour or so, and then probably nod off.
I know, and you know what? This saddens me to share this with you, although I'm sure you're going to be excited. Baseball season is over. Boo!
Oh, well, see as though, this is probably the time I'm going to play this for a little while, so let's do this.
Strike one! I've two words to say to that. Shite!
What's the other one?
Shite!
There you go. So put that on mothballs till next season. But
I think there's what did I hear? 150 days. This was a couple days ago until baseball season starts again. But we do have spring training that starts at the end of March. So yay! I'm excited.
Whoopee!
Yeah, I know.
I am literally beside myself.
We should bring back the Fruit Fly Corner in the meantime.
We should do. Do you know, we are still having a bit of a problem with fruit flies in the house. Here they are now. Look. I don't know. I thought eliminated. I thought they were breeding in the guinea pig cage. So absolutely stripped clean, got rid of everything, and they're still. I don't know where they're coming from. honestly don't know. They're just... Although it's become a bit of a...
Really annoying.
It's become a bit of a sport now. I've got these little fly swans that we just sneak up on them. I can snatch a fruit fly out of midair now. Literally, it'll fly by, boom, catch it. The thing is, you catch it and you squeeze it as hard as you can, and you open your hand and they just fly off. And it's just like, gross. What? You should be squashed to death, and they just fly off. And I imagine that they're flipping you the bird with their little fruit fly fingers, going, yay! What?
Fly guts all over your hand. That's really gross.
Well, you got to do something. We have to leave them. Hello? She's doing it again. She does this to me every week. She's excited. I think it's the fruit fly thing. She's disappeared after the fruit flies, but I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the woman. In fact, I do know. I do know what it is. She's got to get another bottle of wine out. So we'll give her a minute. We'll let her open a bottle of wine up. But in the meantime, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff with the midterms coming up, and of course, everybody, me. I'm just hoping that Trump's lot are going to get their backsides kicked, which would be. Well, he's just not going to. He's not going to accept it. Whatever happens, if they do, the Democrats do sort of. Oh, it's going to be fake news. He's going to blame everybody, and it's just going to be same old Trump again. Bless him. And God forbid they do well. He's going to be insufferable. Well, more insufferable than he is right now. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's as me as I guess as an outsider, technically, who can't vote. I'm not allowed to. They won't let me vote because I'm not allowed anything sharp. But it'd be interesting to see how much of a kick in the Republicans get, really. But hopefully a message is going to be sent, because it's just. It's scary times. It is scary times. Where did you go, Xtina, by the way?
I don't know.
You went for a poo, didn't you? That's what you've been. You've been for a poo.
I didn't. I don't know why it happens every single week. I talk to people all the time on this phone, and it never happens. I don't understand it. Maybe, can we blame? No, we can't even blame AT&T. It's, I don't know. I have no words.
No, Comcast. No, it was all at your end. I don't know who you're with, but it was all
but
fine at this
end.
Week. So.
Yeah, maybe we should get a clip. We need some kind of jingle or something, and this is, I don't know how to play it out, but something fun to do, because it does happen every single week, kind of like your demon voice. So we do have so maybe it's ghosties or something.
It could be Gremlins. It's Gremlins in the system. That's what it is. Or maybe, the computer's valves are getting overheated. I remember TVs used to have valves. Our first TV, we used to switch it on, to let 10 minutes before the show came on, to let the valves warm up. It's just like, yes, I am that old. I am that old. Not only was it a cathode ray tube, it was powered by valves.
Ah, okay.
And you had to physically. We had 2 channels, black and white. You literally had to get up and go and turn the channel over. There's 2. Press the button. It's to press the button. It's like, no, go turn the channel over. No, don't. Oh, you'd moan. It's only 6 feet across the lounge, but do I have to do that? So. But now you can ask the kids. Ask my daughter. Start watching TV. Can you put a channel? And the remote is next to her, and she moans about it. They do not know the struggle. They don't know the struggle that we had.
Oh my gosh, my mom used to get me out of bed. She used to call me from the other room to come and change the channel. So,
wow.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. But now I would actually sit through anything. I would sit through commercials or infomercial or anything.
Yeah.
Instead of getting up and
me and my sister, we would start. And there was nothing on. They put a test card on, and that was it. Just some music and this is test card. Yep. And we'd start watching it, and my dad would go, "What you do?" Well, we can't. We don't want to turn over. We can't be able to get out of the chair to turn. So we'd sit and watch the test card for 20 It's just like, really? You know, but you know, we were happy. We were happy back then.
Yeah, definitely. With our 12 channels or something, and now they have, I don't even know how many channels, and you can never find anything on.
There's everything on. You always, you know, I think we've got like 300 channels, and you always end up watching a Friends rerun. Now it's like, seriously.
Yes.
That's the best thing that's on is a rerun of Friends. You know, it's wow. But
I do love Friends, though.
Now the fall schedules are on. You know, we've got obviously American Horror Stories on. There's a new season. Well, it's just finished actually. New season of Channel Zero's just been and gone. The Haunting of Hill House, which we're binge watching at the moment. So there's some good stuff on.
I'm hearing.
Do you know it is excellent? We've just watched. My daughter's big into it, so we just watched episode 6, and it is really well done. It is frightening without being overly gory. It's creepy. It is incredibly well done. I heartily recommend it.
Now, I've heard that it really has nothing to do with Shirley Jackson's haunting, or I
think they've sort of deviated. I've never read that, so I understand they've deviated a fair bit. Having never read that, that's not an issue for me. But just taking it as it is, it's very well filmed, it's well written, the characters, and it's funny. It took a while to realise the guy who played the dad, the young version of the dad. And I kind of recognise the name, and it's the young lad from E.T. It's Henry Thomas.
Oh wow!
And when you know that, yes, you can see it's him. It's him. You know, it's brilliant. But no, I would recommend it. You know, it's good.
I'll put it on the list, definitely.
You should do that. So, anywho, what do we have a show tonight? I mean, I was just waffling on. As you do. I have no idea what's going on. What have we got going on, Xtina?
We do have a show tonight. I know. And you know, normally we have two guests, and we kind of occasionally feel a little rushed for time. But tonight we just have one, and I'm very excited because we'll get to relax a little bit and have fun with her, and maybe drink a little. So we always have to include to drink a little.
Who are you kidding? A little.
Right. But we have best-selling romance author Theresa Hissong. Woo! Hey.
Theresa, are you there, Mom?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Hello.
Yay.
Hopefully,
hello.
Maybe she's. We were waffling on for so long. I think maybe she's fallen asleep or something. Thank you for not. Thank you.
No, I'm
being
here.
with us.
I didn't fall asleep.
Yay!
Yay! How are you? How's everybody doing?
We're good. We're good. But more importantly, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing some traveling today, picking up some friends, and heading toward West Virginia tomorrow.
Is that business or pleasure?
Business. I have a book signing in Huntington, West Virginia this weekend on Saturday.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
That's exciting.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that you said that you were in Tennessee, and I am actually not familiar at all with that area. Like, what are you? What are you close to?
Right now, I'm north of Jackson, Tennessee, and west of Nashville. I'm almost to the Kentucky state line. I'm staying with some friends tonight. I'm staying with some friends tonight, picking them up, and they're heading with me to go to West Virginia.
Awesome. So we should have done the banjos for Theresa. I mean, if I get banjos,
we should.
That's true. Now look, I do live in northern Mississippi, so I mean, you could play the banjos. It's okay.
That is deliverance country. That is big time.
Exactly. Yes, I live where I live is just south of Memphis, Tennessee, just over the state line in Mississippi. So, yeah. You can play banjos.
Brilliant.
It's okay. I hear them all the time at home, so it's okay.
While I was trick-or-treating last night, there were a couple little neighborhoods that we dipped into, and I kid you not, I think I heard the banjo start up, and I was like, we have to get out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you hear them in your own area and you're like, it's time to go. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it is beautiful here, though. I have to say that. I spent many, many years in Florida, and that's just too close to hell. I mean, I think that is hell's. That's like hell's waiting room. I really do believe that it is.
It is, and so, yes, it is. It is. I agree. I lived in Florida for a few years. I'm a retired military wife, so we were stationed all over the United States. So I've been everywhere. I've been Arizona, Las Vegas, Florida, you name it. So yeah.
And Florida was definitely the worst, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Arizona was pretty hot when it was 121 degrees during the summer. It was miserable.
Oh, yikes. Oh,
yeah.
That's awful. I don't remember us getting anywhere near that hot, but it definitely was the kind of hot where you open up the door and you just can't breathe. It just sucks the freaking life right out of you. No, definitely no fun. So I prefer this, and it's beautiful right now. You know, I have a friend who's like, it's awful. Everything is dying. It looks like death out there. And no, not to me. It's like electric. There's electricity in the air, and, you know, everything is changing colors. It's so beautiful. It is.
It is. It is. Driving up today, I noticed all the leaves changing on the trees, and it was absolutely stunning.
It is. It is.
It is.
And I don't understand where we don't have the time change yet. It happens, I guess, this weekend. But
this Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I took a nap, and I woke up, and I swear to you, I thought it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. And when I finally looked at the time, I was like, wow, it's only 6. But it was already dark, you know. That was I don't know if we need the whole time change. It'll be even really darker, but...
Yeah,
no.
Sunday night it'll be dark by 4:30 in the evening. So
my God.
Yeah. I know. It's it always takes me a week to adjust. Whenever the clocks move back and forward, it takes a week to adjust. So it's
exactly.
But yeah.
So we have Theresa here with us tonight, talking about her book Rock.
We do. Yes, we do.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
I just, whenever I ask the guests the information I need, I kind of just copy and paste it, and I don't really look at it until the show. And now I'm looking at the title, Rocked, and then we have in parentheses, a rock star reverse harem novel. Wow.
What is that? What's a reverse harem?
Okay.
Harem.
So reverse harem. Yeah, reverse harem is a fairly new genre to the romance community, and the manga and other. It's been around for a little while, but basically what it is it's one. I mean, we all know what menage books are, but this takes it a step further, and this is a harem is a man with many women, but a reverse is going to be a woman with many men.
Oh. Wow.
So 3 or more men.
Sign me up. I mean, wait, what?
So hang on, isn't that a gangbang then? I mean, or am I my mind's? I'm in a genre here, aren't I?
Yeah, there's I mean, gangbang's kind of a harsh word, but I mean, it really is. Is
it one word or is it 2? I've seen both derivations.
Gangbang, I would write it as 2. I would write it as 2.
I think I would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen both derivations, and it's just one of those little things.
I would use 2 words. That way you can emphasize the pause between gang and bang, and then to make it more effective, that punch, you know. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Goodness. Yes,
and the whole rock star too. That's another genre I think that I have not read enough of, and I don't know why, because to me the whole, the whole rock star part of it, that's awesome. I mean, and I think I'm trying to think. The very first one I ever read, the rock star book was Carnage. Was that Leslie Jones? I think. Yeah, I think that was the first one. And I have to say that book just and this is awful because I thought it was great. I did, but it was kind of depressing, and I felt like I remember ending and saying, you know, I would like to just walk into oncoming traffic right now.
Oh my
Really?
I know. It's like there were so many bad things that happened, especially at the end, the very end. I mean, and I'm all for I want a happily ever after. I really do. And I think we deserve happily ever after. In our books, I do.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us more about Rocked.
Oh, well, Rocked. I have friends with me. Sorry, they're giggling. Okay, so Rocked is a reverse harem novel. It's about a female tour manager and the 5 band members in the band that she manages, and about a love affair with all of the band members. Gosh, I really don't want to give away spoilers, so I'm going to try and not. So, so it's them traveling across the country and across the world on, you know, their tour. And it starts out with her looking back on the night before when they had all been drinking after a show. And at some point in the night, every one of them kissed her. And so she's trying to figure out her feelings for each of them.
Wow. So, you know, with the whole reverse harem in the right in the title there, are they all together at once?
Eventually, yeah. There's some single moments. There's some menage moments.
Xtina, how dare you? How dare you?
But yes, there is a scene where all 5 of them are together with her.
Wow. You know.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I'm sitting here with some friends who are in a rock band, so they're kind of blushing right now because they know about the book, but they don't know what's in the book. So what I'm talking to you about, they're hearing. And, yeah, so.
So let's see. Did you take any of these scenes from, like, you know, a personal experience?
No, God, no. Okay, so look, here's my story. My best friends that I consider my brothers without, you know, that they are as close to me as blood brothers, are in a rock band, and I tour with them on occasion. So I like to people watch. And I got this idea for this reverse harem because it's a new hot genre out. And I was like, oh, I could totally write that. The things that I have seen on the road and being with them and just, you know, and of course my imagination. Y'all stop laughing. So I wrote it. Yeah. And I went to them and I did talk to a couple of the guys about it. I'm like, look, this is what I'm going to write. I don't know if somebody's going to ask me what you asked me, you know, is this from personal experience? And I'll be like, no, that's gross because they're like my baby brothers. So no. But yeah. So none of the characters in Rock look anything like my brothers. So sorry, Jerry. Yes. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear more. Do you have an excerpt for us? Do you have a reading?
Yes, I do. Give me just a second. I'll get it up.
Okay.
Yes. This is going to be in the first chapter. This is where she looks back on the kissing scene.
Okay.
So, all right. You ready?
It's all yours.
Okay. I enter the green room and pick through a meat and cheese plate someone has provided and left it in the fridge. I bypass the cases of beer and grab a water, cracking the lid to take a sip. I haven't had a drink since that night 3 days ago. No one has mentioned it other than the day of the Albuquerque show, and I hope we can just put it all behind us. We had all had too much to drink, and things got out of hand. The more I think about it, the more I want to push it away. And this is where she goes back into her remembering sequence. Dance with me, Bristol. Hunter laughs, wrapping an arm around my waist from pulling me to his chest. His dark hair covers one eye, and the tattoo of a rose in his neck pulses the last 20 minutes of him running around the parking lot of the hotel we're docked at for the night. I don't dance at work, I slur with a raised brow. You know this. Oh, bullshit, Evan laughs. I've seen you at the clubs. That's at the clubs. I roll my eyes. This is a tour. Big difference. They're playing a new hip-hop song over the speakers in the bus, and I have to laugh. These rockers love all kinds of music, and I've learned to appreciate a lot more styles of music since working for them. Still, dance with me, Hunter whispers into my ear as he tucks his face into my neck. My body shivers from the contact, and I try to wiggle my way free. I feel his lips touch the spot just below my ear, and the heat from the touch does something to my insides. I'll forgive you this time, but you owe me one. Hunter lets me go, and I reach for a shot that Dean hands me. I think Dean is oblivious to what just happened. The shock to my body of having Hunter's lips on my neck has me downing the whiskey in a split second. When I hand the glass back to Dean, he captures my hand and pulls me to his chest. His eyes are starting to glaze over, and I reach up to push the hair off his face. I didn't think he had been drinking that much tonight. You can't touch me like this, sweetheart. It makes me want to kiss you, he says. His voice is so low, I have to replay his words in my head to make sure I heard him right. He leans over and our noses touch. He doesn't even hide it when he rubs his thumb over my bottom lip and gives me a soft peck on the lips. I wanted to see your eyes, I hear myself say. I'm in such shock at my words that I back away from him and head to the small bathroom area to get away. I have to pass through the bunks to get to my room and the bathroom between them. Closing the door, I hurry down the aisle, but stop at the bathroom door when Evan opens it up and steps out. Hey, he smiles, but immediately frowns. What's wrong? Nothing, I squeak. Evan steps toward me. His hands land on my hip, and the other lands above my head on the wall behind me. I'm caged by him, but I'm not afraid. His eyes trace the contours of my face, and he inhales deeply. I've been wanting to do this for 2 years. Before I can reply, he leans in and presses his lips to mine. It's soft and sweet, and I catch myself melting into his touch. I realize how much of a bad idea this is, and I jerk back, but it doesn't faze him. Evan just gives me a wink and heads back toward the front of the bus like nothing happened. I stumble into the bathroom and sit there a bit longer to catch my breath. Why in the hell are they suddenly touching me and kissing me? Well, it's not like they haven't ever hugged me or put their arms around my waist or even kissed the top of my head. That's normal behavior for them. This intimate stuff, not so much. Maybe it's because they've calmed down on letting the whores on the bus to knock off some steam. I won't be their whore. I wash my hands and look at myself in the mirror. My long black hair is frazzled as my emotions, so I run my fingers through it to work out the tangles. Once I'm satisfied, I unlock the door, only to run into Austin. He steadies me as I recoil. Again, just like Evan, his hands land on my waist, and I feel his fingers tighten over my hips. God damn, you're fucking beautiful. Well, thanks, I reply, a little sarcastically. You do know how much you mean to us, right? He asks. I know. I sigh but narrow my eyes. I still think the bodyguard is a little much. Austin takes my wrists into his hands and moves them up to hook over his shoulders. I'm uncomfortable in the action, but it feels so natural that I find myself toying with the tattoo of a skull caught in a spider's web on the side of his neck. I get lost in his pale blue eyes for a moment. We would die if anything ever happened to you, he whispers and cups my face with both of his hands. His wrists are against the outside part of my arms, and there is no way for me to break free. At the moment, I don't want to either. His head tilts to the side, and I close my eyes. The moment his lips touch mine, I fall into his kiss, and when his tongue touches my bottom lip, I open for him to ravish my mouth. I don't know how long we kiss, but I hear him groan and he releases me, only to kiss my forehead and walk into the bathroom. He closes the door without another word. I cannot move from the wall. I'm lost in a haze of lust for 4 of the 5 band members. How in the hell did this happen? I hear Austin washing up, and I duck into my bedroom at the back of the bus. I sit heavily on the bed and place my head in my hands as I try to catch my breath and ignore the wetness between my legs. A knock on the door straightens my spine. I'm sleeping, I call out. Let me in, Bristol, Sebastian says. Dear God, not him too. No, I reply and climb up in the bed. I don't care that I'm still in my jeans and tank top. I just kick off my sandals and put the pillow over my head. The door opens and I groan from my hideaway. I feel the mattress dip and Sebastian sighs heavily. Talk to me. I'm sleepy, I lie. I'm not tired. I'm sexually frustrated, and I wish they'd just leave me alone so I could touch myself. The pillow lifts from my head, and I squint into the overhead light I forgot to turn off. So much for acting asleep, Bristol. Baby girl, he begins, and pushes the hair away from my face. It's going to be okay. Nothing's wrong, I lie again. Scoot, he orders, and slides in next to me. Another really bad fucking idea. Come here, he demands, wrapping his arms around me and pulling me to his chest. He wears some type of cologne that makes my body liquefy, and I rub my nose against the material of his shirt. We want to keep you safe at these shows. If you haven't noticed, the crowds are getting bigger every year, and we can't always be there to watch over you. Watching over me is not your job, I remind him in a huff. I've been doing this for 2 years now, Bash. I know what I'm doing. We know that, he smiles and pinches my chin with his thumb and forefinger. We love you, even more than I think you know. I love all of you, too, I sigh. I'll accept the bodyguard, but he has to back off and not get in my way. I can make sure that is known, but he will still be close. Great, I roll my eyes. No arguing, Sebastian orders as he tucks my face back into his chest. Dear God, his chest is hard and muscular underneath his shirt. They're all in good shape. They're not bulky like the bodyguards, but these guys work their bodies not only on stage but in the gym at every chance they get. Even on the road, they adhere to strict diets. I'll try not to, I reply. I'll let you get some sleep, he says, giving my chin a little tug. Remember that we want what's best for you. And with that statement, he presses his lips to mine, releases me slowly. I close my eyes and wait until he leaves the room, shutting off the light and closing the door as he goes. And that's it.
Wow. So I was that was brilliant. I like that. That was very steamy.
Thank you.
Very steamy indeed. I think.
I was trying to find something that was kind of steamy, but not really like super dirty, because I didn't want to give away all my trade secrets. So.
No, that was for me a bit more dirty, but no, it was great. I was enjoying that.
Good.
I'm sure.
Well, thank you.
I think Xtina's had to go lie down in a cold, darkened room. I think after that.
Oh my gosh! So no, I was there the whole time, and I was talking, and I forgot to push the unmute
you did,
button.
You were still muted, weren't you? Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I was a little warm, from that, because I'm just thinking, four guys and anyway.
Yeah.
I
think I flustered myself there. That was awesome.
Yay! That was the whole point of it.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I'm
glad you liked it. Thank you. Thank you. All my friends ran away except for one, so.
We have to go to a quick break. We are our first segment is that. Wow, yeah, I'm still flustered. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick break and a song, and we'll be right back. Room Radio Show is sponsored by Hellbound Books, purveyors of all manner of dark fiction. You can find the publisher along with links to all their available works across platforms at hellboundbookspublishing.com. Hellbound Books is proud to be the first in the indie publishing business with a very own app on both Google Play and the App Store. In the mood for something steamy to read, check out new erotica author Jennifer Lynn's website at jenniferlynnerotica.com. You can find James at his website, www.jameslongmore.com, and Xtina has an author page found on the Hellbound website. Don't forget to follow the Panic Room Radio Show on social media. Our Facebook page, unofficial The Panic Room Radio Show, Twitter at Panic Room Radio, our YouTube channel, The New Panic Room Radio Show, and come visit our website at www.panicroomradio.com.
I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle.
grab him by the pussy.
You know what uranium is, right? It's a thing called nuclear weapons and other things. Like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for clearing that up. Obviously, lots of things are done with uranium. He hasn't got a clue. He really does not have a clue, does he, bless him?
He has such a way with
Thoughts
words.
and prayers, Donald. He has, I mean, they've analysed him. He has the vocabulary and master of speech of a fourth grader, which is kind of worrying when you think. I mean, he thinks, you know, to emphasise a point, he's very, very, you know, bad things. I mean, what's that? A lot of bad things are done. A lot of good things are done with uranium, actually, you muppet. You know, okay, they may make bombs from enriched uranium, although technically plutonium, but, you know, let's not get too technical, Donald. But, yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, again, I'm going to have to ask, obviously, yourself, you know, and Theresa, you know, Americans. I mean, what is it like having a half-wit for a president?
Well, I'm just thinking, you know, that I'm sure there are people to prepare, you know, the speeches for him. Is he not able to read them? You know, because I'm sure he's got something in front of him that has what he's supposed to say. That's what I'm thinking, you know. But
well, they are supposed to have, but they say he goes off script. I mean, to be fair, if somebody's writing that, if somebody has written, you know, a lot bad, I mean, seriously, you know, should be sacked. I mean, they're not fit to write, you know, the blurb on a cornflake kit. It's just like he goes off script, and he just tries to be. It's one of these things. The more he tries to sound intelligent, the less sounds intelligent. I mean, that's the problem with the man.
Yeah,
but he's bullied his way through business. He's trying to run the government the same way, bullying and intimidation and firing people, and it just doesn't work. You know, he's terrible.
I'm kind of wondering if it's just a whole diversion tactic. You know, we have the whole world is just watching the spectacle that he's making of himself. I'm thinking that there is something else going on behind the scenes that we're just not supposed to know about, and we're just supposed to focus on this circus act, this train wreck that he is. That's my opinion. That's what I think is happening.
Well, I mean, it's funny. The worrying comment came from earlier this week, I think, when he said that it's going to take a major event to unify the country, meaning a war. I mean, how many more wars do you guys need to get involved in? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, who's going to declare war on them? It's just everyone. Yes. You know, he is. You can see he's just itching for war, because I mean, he would unite, but it's just like that's not a good motivation for a war, really.
No.
To be honest. No.
I try really hard not to be honest, any kind of political anything I get anymore is it's from whatever I hear you talk about on the show. I try really hard to bury my head in the sand right now, because I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, never. I don't think ever have I wanted to you know, be a Canadian resident badly. And they have legalized marijuana now, so I'm thinking we should go.
Yeah, we should do that. Although it is, funnily enough, I was actually reading up on it the other day. It is very, very difficult to get Canadian citizenship, because everybody wants to go there.
They don't just let anyone in. Yeah, I've heard this. But you know, we could always try. We could, you know, put in.
Well, hopefully, you know, Trump will come and go. Hopefully, he won't get a second term, and it'll just become, you know, become a bad memory. I'm surprised I was very surprised he got the first term, but he did. Yeah, he did. It just goes to show, you know, it's It's all a bit. word. But hey, you know, we press on. I mean, he's been an absolute godsend to the satirists and comedians and Saturday Night Live and everybody. I mean, it's like you don't have. They probably don't have to employ writers. I mean, I'm a big fan of Trevor Noah on The Daily Show, and literally all they have to do, he just can pretty much sit there and just play Trump clips, and it's just funny. You don't have to bother writing anything because Trump said this, and it's like...
Yeah, which goes back to what I say. I just think it's a diversion tactic. You know, we are... everybody's so focused. Yeah, everybody's so focused on what is he going to do next? What is he... Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a meteorite the size of South Africa hurtling its way towards the planet, and Trump's just been there to put their sort of comic relief, really, just to to bide our time till the meteor hits, you know.
Wow. Something that makes more sense than what's going on. That's it does.
But that people don't actually vote for him, and the scary thing is that more people voted for Hillary. I mean, that's the thing that gets me. You know, he did not win the popular vote. He lost by millions, and yet he's in power, absolutely ruining the country. You know, he's just, I could weep. I really could. Anyway, let's talk about reverse harems again, because I was enjoying that.
I'm sure you were.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have Theresa back with us?
I'm here.
Yay!
Yes, she is. She's there.
I'm here.
You know, I actually wanted to ask. You mentioned, the genres and everything. Do you have a favorite of the more popular genres? You know, you have the billionaire one, and of course, the BDSM, and there was for a while there was all the stepbrother romances, which I have to admit was not a huge fan of that. I kind of felt, I mean, even though it's step and everything, to me that was just a little creepy. So
yeah. It can be a little awkward. Gosh, as far as a favorite, I mean, not only do I write contemporary rock stars, I also write paranormal, and I've always loved paranormal. Mm-hmm. And I think that's my favorite one to read. I tend to read more paranormal than anything. My second favorite, I would have to say, would be more like mafia romance.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I do like that. That's a little, it can get a little dark. So, I do like the suspense aspect of those. And, they're a little bit more grungy, a little bit more hard, with, the bad guys trying to be good. So I do like those.
Yeah, those are great. Do you have, when you're not writing, do you have who's your favorite author? Who do you like to read?
Oh my gosh, right now, my favorite author who's also, I've got two that are my author besties. I mean, you have to have your people when you're in this business. Holly Roberts, she writes BDSM. She has like a mafia book out, and then she also writes as D.L.M. McLean, which she has paranormal, and she writes dragons, and I have a little secret love for dragons. I love dragon books. And then Theresa Gableman, she writes strictly paranormal, and she's got a vampire series and a werewolf series, which kind of intertwine, which is really good. J.R. Ward, she is one of my favorite authors and will always be, no matter what. As long as she keeps writing the Black Dagger Brotherhood, I will be happy.
My mom was a huge
three.
fan.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read any of hers, but my mom was a huge fan. And that is what I was going to ask with the paranormal. Like, what is it? Just anything, or I mean, is it the shifter books, or do you like witches or vampires? Like,
I
what
like
is
them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like them all. I strictly write right now. I have a 7-book, getting ready to put out book 8, Werepanther shifter book. And then I have one Werebear book, so a bear shifter book that's a spinoff of the Werepanther book. I do love shifters. I love writing in that world, and the world that I created. It's so much fun because you get to use your imagination a little bit more when you're writing a paranormal, when you're building the worlds. And I love world building anyway.
Yeah, and I also think that especially the shifter books, when you get into the more specific ones, the Panthers and stuff like that. That you kind of get to do whatever you want, don't you? Because it's not something that's been done to death. I mean, it's kind of fresh and kind of new, and it is to me anyway. I mean, I really don't have a lot of frame of reference. Like, there's tons of vampire lore out there and tons of werewolf and stuff. But when you get to the shifter books, I don't think there is so much. So you kind of have to create your own, which I think that's really cool.
Yeah. What I did, I've been writing for 10 years, and I've always wanted to write a Werepanther book, and more or less just, I kind of tossed around the idea for years on it, and everything I was seeing was werewolves, because everybody was writing about that after the Twilight, craze.
Right.
The werewolf books really just kind of hit off, and I was like, I'm going to write about werepanthers, and werewolves are going to be bad in my book. So, in the first couple of books, they are the enemy. The werewolves are, they're feral though. In my paranormal, they are the bad of the bad. They're just feral, and they're criminals. So,
I always so we were talking about Twilight. Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Team Edward. I even have a hoodie that I still have to this day that has the Twilight logo on it, and down one arm it says Team, and down the other arm it says Edward. And I still wear it. And people look at me, I'm 44 years old, but I am wearing that hoodie when it gets cold.
With you. Yeah, I'm definitely with you. And I liked Jacob. I can't say I did not like Jacob, because I did, but I was definitely always Team Edward. And I did, I've just watched, in the past couple of weeks, I've watched Twilight and then New Moon, and I loved when Alice would make a joke about, how smelly, Jacob was. The dog, she's always talking about putting the dog out, I just thought that was really funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was really, really good. I love that. I love that about the series, because there was, there was a lot of serious stuff in it, the serious parts in it, but some of the wisecracks and things were great. I loved it, and I loved Alice too. I think she was a great character.
She was. And as much as Twilight was, made for, the high school age group, I loved it. I did, and I'm still a huge fan. So.
Oh, I tell you what. After I read Twilight, and then I started reading New Moon, and the moment where he left her, I had a panic attack, and I refuse to read the end of a book before I read the book. That is the only book that out of the corner of my eye, I fan through the pages and have my head turned, and I fan through it just to look for his name, for Edward's name, because I was like, if he does not come back, I can't do this. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I was so involved in that book that I was like, I can't do this. If he doesn't come back, I just can't read it.
No.
And then I saw his name towards the end of the book, and I was like, okay, I can do this.
And even in the movies, because I read the books as well, but even in the movies, they portrayed that pain that she felt when she left so well that I felt the hole in my chest too. I'm like, oh my God, he left us.
It was like somebody sucker punched you in the chest. It was so emotional. And the books, the movie was great. They did a great job of portraying that. But unless you read the books is 100 times worse.
Yeah, it was. It was, I have to say. I agree. Yeah. So are you still with us, James, or did you fall asleep with all this Twilight talk?
No, I'm still here. I'm just.
Poor James.
I watched it because my daughter wanted to watch it, and I did it, sparkly vampires and all. It was a good old romp. I think it was how many were in the series? Was it 4? And it was the third one. And it was 5. It was the penultimate one anyway. And the first hour of it was their honeymoon, and they were just like, I'm sat there with my 8-year-old daughter, and thankfully she got all. Oh, we didn't watch that one. We skipped the last one. The action was happening. It's like, but it was obviously for the tween market, and it was. But I'm going to have to get Theresa every time we have a sort of a steamy romance list on, and Xtina knows what's coming next. So, I mean, what's your take on 50 Shades, Theresa? Are you a fan?
On 50 Shades, yes. Actually, and I'll explain that. But 50 Shades came out before I actually published a book. I worked for Books A Million in the United States here. You know, I worked in a couple of different stores in a couple of different states, and we got wind of this book before it came out. And they said, this is it. This is going to be the next Twilight. This is huge. We got advanced copies of it, and were able to read it so that we would be able to sell it because they said it's very graphic. I read that. I read all 3 books in about 2.5 days.
Wow.
And
wow.
Yes, that way. And I was absolutely hooked. You know, people talk about how bad, you know, the writing was, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, it opened up a whole new genre, and it opened up a whole new, it opened up everybody's eyes to, you know, the bodice rippers are not just, you know, fade to black at the end anymore. You know, it gave women what they wanted, and it opened up, a whole new, like, people were reading again. And that right there, I loved it. I actually met E.L. James. I had a glass of wine with her at RT about 2 years ago. And I told her about that. And I said, you know, and I told her exactly what I just told you, and she was just thrilled with it. You know, she's an amazing woman. She's very down to earth, and she was like, thank you, you know, because I told her, I said, from the book, you know, I mean, I'm an author now, but when I was just a bookseller and I was managing a store, I saw people that come in and says, I haven't read in 20 years. I want to read this book.
Yeah.
And I think it was great.
Yeah, I have to say we do have a tendency to talk about 50 Shades of Grey on the show, and I try really hard not to say too many bad things, just because I have so many friends in the romance / erotica community, and to be honest, I read all 3 books twice, so they couldn't have been that bad. But at the same time, there were, I've since read, in my opinion, amazing, authors and amazing writing. But definitely for the time, it was interesting. I mean, I think that was the thing for me is that, well, and I've said this a few times, when I first started, because I knew that 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fan fiction. That's why I started reading it. And like I've said before, halfway through, I was still waiting for Christian to bite her. So, and then I was like, oh, wait, there's no vampires.
Nibble on her a couple times. So.
Well, but I'm waiting for the blood, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that never happened. So.
Do you know what it was called originally when she wrote it? Do you know what the title was?
No idea. No.
When it was fan fiction, I believe it was Master of the Universe is what the title of it was beforehand.
Oh, I did not know that.
She says that, Anna says that in the book, that he's the Master of the Universe, or he thinks he is, And so originally that was what the title was when she originally wrote it. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but, it's been a few years since I read up on it, but, and then they changed it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And, I just finished watching the movies, and again, I enjoyed them. I really did. I think I probably enjoyed the first one the most. And some people really talk crap about it. They talk crap about the who they got to play the characters. But in my opinion, I thought they were great, and I loved. Yeah, I loved the little bit of humor that they added to Anna's character. I think Dakota did a great job.
They made her a little bit more opinionated than in the books, and a little bit stronger, which I loved.
Me too.
Definitely. Where she stood up to him, which was great. But I have, you're talking about reading, better books or books with, especially in that genre. I've read many, but I know Maya Banks has a great, she's really good at writing that too. But there's just so many out there, and it's really opened up everybody's eyes as to that lifestyle too.
Yeah, I think that the first book that I read after that it blew up like that was probably Pepper Winter's series, Monsters in the Dark, Tears of Tess.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called, Tears of Tess? Oh, my goodness. That was...
Yeah.
Wow, there was a scene in that book, and at the end of the... I hesitate to call it a lovemaking session, but at the end of one of those, you know, Q and Tess are this is in the book, in a puddle of sweat, blood, and semen, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, 50 Shades of Grey more was an explanation of the BDSM community. The books that followed after it are delved deeper into the lifestyle.
Definitely,
that makes sense.
Definitely. It does, totally. Yep. Yeah. They just, 50 Shades kind of threw that door open, and everybody else just stampeded through it.
Exactly.
In a good way.
And in the end, I don't care if people hate it, if they love it. I'm just happy that it opened up the eyes to people to expand their reading. And for people who didn't, I working at the bookstore, I met hundreds of people who hadn't read, like I said, in 20 years. And their love of reading, they would come in, and I couldn't keep books on the shelf fast enough.
Yeah.
Because they were just,
anything to keep people reading, I think. That's amazing. Yeah.
And I think it's great.
So we have not been able to do this, I don't think, in a couple of weeks, but because, would you do 11 questions with me?
Yeah, I'll try.
I was gonna say, just say yes. It doesn't, just nod your head or.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen anyway, Theresa. So you may as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do this.
Okay.
And now, 11 questions.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, number one. Your the best or worst movie you ever saw?
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, you're doing this. Best movie. Oh. You know what? I have to say the best movie, because I've seen it a million times and it never gets old, is Tombstone.
Oh, that's good.
With Val
that's
Kilmer. Yeah. That's
okay.
The worst movie. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I take that back. I tried to watch Sharknado and only made about 30 seconds into it, and I was like, this has got to go. So I haven't seen all the Sharknadoes, but I only made about 30 seconds into Sharknado, just barely past the credits. I'm like, I can't do this, and I turned it off. So that would probably be the worst one.
Just the title makes me not really want to see it. It sounds ridiculous to me. So
the trailers are terrible. Yeah.
Okay, and this question normally for the question is actually, what is the first grown-up horror novel that you read? Are you a fan of horror? I mean,
I'm not a big fan, but I will tell you the first book that I read that was more suspense, but close to horror. And I tell the people this all the time. When I was 16, I got a hold of a Dean Koontz book. And my family is very religious, and I don't know how my mother didn't know this book was what it was. But I was 16, and I read this book, and I was like really into it until I got to the end, and it was called The Vision by Dean Koontz. And it messed me up as a 16-year-old. That was a really messed up book. And I just sat there in my room like, oh my God, what have I read? And I could just hear my mother, you're not supposed to read those books, But yeah, that was that. I'm not a huge horror fan, but I would say Dean Koontz is about as close as I've gotten to horror.
No, that's definitely really horror. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think he's mellowed out some now. But
that was the first time I'd ever read anything that just really like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah. So it was Dean Koontz, The Vision. It's a very good book. Don't get me wrong. It's a great book. But it did, as a 16-year-old, a sheltered child. Yeah. It's really,
awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite cuss word?
Fuck. Constantly.
Awesome. Yes,
I drop the F-bomb constantly. I'm sorry. I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but I said it.
No, totally. We're rated R. You can say anything you want. Yeah. It's funny. We have one of my favorite authors came on the show, and I asked him that question, and his answer was fudge.
Oh my gosh!
Which
no.
Reading his books, there is all sorts of fucks and shits and everything in it. So I don't believe him when he said that.
No. I will flat out tell you, I am an F-bomb dropper, and it's bad. But
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What would be the worst way you can imagine yourself dying?
Drowning.
I think on the show we have a toss-up between drowning and fire. Yes, definitely. Both of those are pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm claustrophobic. I have really bad claustrophobia. So bad that I can't wear, shirts that are close to my neck. So, so any type of not being able to breathe freaks me out. Right. So, yeah, I even have one of those things in my car that I can break the window if I, drive into a lake or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm scared to death of not being able to breathe.
Yeah. What was your very first pet?
My grandparents had a dog named Tiny, and it hated me, and it would try and bite me all the time. But as far as a pet that actually liked me, we had a cat named Boo Boo, and he was a gray tabby, and by the time he died, he weighed 28 pounds.
Wow. That's a big cat.
He was fat, and he learned how to pull. Yeah, he would pull the drawer, the drawer in our bedroom that had our clothes in it, in the dresser drawer. He would pull it out and sleep on top of our clothes. And the drawer would be, you could see it was about to break because he would lay in it. We'd have to go get him out.
Cats are great. They are.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Who is your biggest influence, either in writing or just in life generally?
My biggest influence. I have a few of them. As far as my writing, my friends Holly Roberts and Theresa Gableman, they are a big influence on me. Laura Lee, she writes paranormal. She's a big influence on me. Of course, J.R. Ward, I just, I want to be her when I grow up. In life, I've told you that everybody that knows me knows that I hang out with a rock band called Artifice, and they're like my brothers. They are my biggest supporters, and they push me to be better, and they push me to do things. And I know that if I'm having one of those days that I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I can call one of them, and they will boost me. They will be like, you can do this. We know you can do that. They're huge influence, and watching them grow as a band is fuels my fire.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This question here. If you were God for a day, what would you do?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Gosh, there's so many things. Yeah, it is. If I was God for a day, I would stop domestic violence. That's a big thing for me. Domestic violence is a huge thing for me. I it's something I feel passionate about, and I speak out against. And I do talk about a lot. I do write a lot of bettering yourself and getting out of bad situations in my books. That's something that's close to my heart. So, that would be one thing that I would do.
That's a great answer. Who or what, in your opinion, is the crappiest horror or supernatural being?
Oh, my gosh, the crappiest. Oh, my gosh, horror or... oh my gosh. One of those fat things. Like a gremlin type thing. What are them things called? Oh, my gosh.
My answer is always the little leprechaun dude from the horror movie Leprechaun.
Well, you know what? Yeah, the little leprechaun dude. Yeah, they're annoying. Those are annoying. The little leprechaun dude. Yeah. Yeah, and then, as far as, a paranormal romance, I'm not sold on the, snake shifters. I'm just not sold on it. Not sold on it.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
I
that,
don't think I could
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Okay, if it were legal to do so, would you eat human flesh?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you so much.
No. Yeah, no, it's not really my thing. I mean, if it was legal and somebody else wanted to do it, they'd go for it. But no.
No, I'm not really a huge meat eater to begin with.
I'm not. Well,
so I'm going to draw the line at human.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I like chicken and I like a steak every so often, but yeah, human flesh just not really my thing.
No, it doesn't appeal to me either. Let's see. Who's your favorite member of the British royal family?
Oh my gosh!
Right. I remember when James asked me these questions, and I think I said the Queen just because I drew a complete blank.
Blank.
I think that's all you could think of, to be honest.
It was.
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, I do know this. My favorite one was Princess Diana. I remember when she passed away. My husband was deployed, and he was in Saudi Arabia. He called me from Saudi Arabia and woke me up in the States to tell me. And I cried for hours.
Aww.
So I would have to say she was my favorite. She was just a wonderful, beautiful human being.
Yeah, I can get behind that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite franchise? Halloween, Friday the 13th, Elm Street, Hellraiser, or Saw?
None of the above.
Really?
I'm not a horror movie. Yeah. Freddy Krueger, maybe. Freddy's a good answer. Yeah. Yeah, Freddy would be. I mean, if I had to choose, probably Freddy. I'm just not a big horror movie person. I love paranormal movies, but I'm not big on the, like cut you up and eat you and like, scare you and chase you thing. It's not my thing. My friends all got together to go do the haunted houses, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm just going to stay home. So, yeah, I just don't like the jump scare. I don't like the jump scare.
Oh, those are my favorites. They just make me, well, I scream and I think I'm going to die, and it, starts my heart up, and I think I've just shaved some, years off my life, but I love them. I could be I could be an adrenaline junkie like Bella. I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you could. Yeah, that's totally not my thing.
And let's see, what is your least favorite part of the writing process?
Marketing.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
it's the marketing thing. If I could, it's marketing and the business side of it. I mean, there's some days where I'm like, I just want to write. I have all these great ideas in my head, but wait a minute, I need to go post about something or share a sale, or that does get a little stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely love talking to people, but the marketing thing kind of bums you out a little bit.
Definitely, and as many times as I've asked that question, you're the only one who said that so far. But it's true. That part sucks. It really, really does. It does. Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to work. We just want to write.
Exactly. And I love every aspect of writing, but it's the business side of it that kind of gets me. So. Yeah.
And this question is pretty much just for me. It's a bonus question. Baseball or stamp collection?
Oh, my gosh. Baseball? I actually baseball.
Yay, that's the right answer.
Yeah. Okay. I never was a stamp collector. I collected porcelain dolls, spoons from different cities, and movie scripts, actually. I have 3 of the Twilight movies. I have the scripts, and I have the pilot episode script from the Vampire Diaries. So I collected scripts for a while. Yeah.
I never watched the Vampire Diaries show, but when I was younger, I read the books by, what was it, L.J. Smith, I think her name was?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the books, and she had a couple other series that I liked even more. They were all like paranormal, and they were great. But I was never a fan of the show. I couldn't get into it. I think because Yeah, I only watched, I don't even, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but for me it was just so much different than the books, and I thought the books were great that I never really gave it a chance. So
yeah,
maybe I should.
I was a complete opposite. The books were great, but after the 3rd book, it just seemed like they wanted her to just keep writing on it, and it got a little boring.
Yeah.
So the TV show was much better for me. I liked it better, which is odd because I usually like the books better.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of vampires, though, Buffy the Vampire Slayer will always be my favorite vampire, thing. There, I'm a huge Buffy fan. So. Yeah, go Buffy.
I watched Buffy back in the day, but I couldn't tell you. I'm older now. I couldn't tell you much about it. I remember bits and pieces of it, but I'm a Lost Boys girl.
Oh yeah,
I like the Lost Boys.
Yes.
That is When I was
younger, I remember watching the movie, and of course this was VHS tapes, I would watch the movie, rewind it, watch it all over again. I had the soundtrack, so yeah, definitely, I'm with you there. We can be BFFs now.
Exactly. Well, and I'll tell you a little short story about the Lost Boys. I had kind of messed around writing some books and kind of, when I was learning, when I was, just like writing for fun. And we watched The Lost Boys one night, and that song by NXS came on, Good Times.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I get this idea about a rock star that falls in love with a girl named Mary. And those were the first books I ever wrote, and I wrote 500,000 words based off that song off of the Lost Boys soundtrack.
That is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I do love hearing where people get their ideas from because it's, there can be nothing. It's awesome.
Yeah. The first four lines in that song is what created this whole idea for me to write a book. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
I hate to say this, we are out of time. I enjoyed having you on the show so much.
Well,
I can't
thank you so
wait
much for having me.
Yes, I can't wait to have you back. This was so much fun. You have to promise to come back.
Yes, I will. Yes, I would love to come back. Anytime you want me, just shoot me a message and we'll
see you next time as well.
See, I just appear occasionally on the shows, and James turns into a demon. So again, Theresa, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and I will definitely be stalking you to have you come back. And I'm pretty sure that this is the time of the night when James will tell me to say goodnight, Xtina. So good night, Xtina.
Good night, Xtina. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, I'm the pretender, pretending I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, but no one can tell. Oh yeah, I'm the great pretender. Adrift in a world of my own, I play the game, but to my real shame, you've left me to dream all alone. Too real is this feeling of make-believe. Too real what my heart can't conceal. Oh, yeah, I'm the great pretender. Just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown, pretend that you're still around. Too real when I feel what my heart can't conceive.
crowd, pretend that you're still
is the time to visit Floor & Decor to get that floor of your dreams. For a limited time, we're offering special financing for 18 months on purchases of $9.99 or more. Choose from the largest in-stock selection at guaranteed everyday low prices. Top quality floors, rock bottom prices, and a credit offer to help you complete that project. Offer ends 10/21/18. Visit Floor & Decor today or flooranddecor.com. Promotional financing available with Floor & Decor credit card accounts offered by Comenity Capital Bank, which determines qualifications for credit and promotional eligibility. Minimum monthly payments are required.